Hey, Trisha, thank you so much for including your work. I mean, this looks great. Really great start. Good craft. Nice job. Okay, just want to kind of take a look at your writing here. I use the tip of my pinky finger. I got a laugh out of that, Trisha. I really did. I think that was probably one of the most clever things I've ever seen coming across this assignment. Students are always they're always saying, well, we can't use straight edge, we can't use rulers, so I used whatever as a tool for spacing. But this is the first time I ever heard the pinky tip, and it works beautifully. Nice job. Um, yeah, very crafty. Okay, the hardest part of this assignment was for me keeping my pencil sharp enough. I have a tip on that. I'll give that in 1 second. Hard at making sure that my drawing didn't smudge. Okay, let me see. So you are. So you didn't mention that you're left-handed. So we'll address this writing right now in our critique of the actual work itself. So first of all, I think the work is great. You've got a good, solid establishment of the baseline, the mean line, and the cap line. Now, of course, you have to place a letter to get the baseline and the mean line, right? Because the mean line is the size of the height of the lowercase letters. So that's fantastic. This kind of comes up a little bit here, right? See, this should be perfectly parallel. All three of them should be perfectly parallel and perfectly level with the picture plane, the page. Okay, at that point, I think what you did is you say, I wanted to address the things which you're showing me, keeping your pencil sharp. So one tip would be this, is use a hard lead to create your contour lines, okay? And then go back in with a softer lead to fill them in. Softer lead, you don't have to sharpen it as often, obviously, right? And you can get a good, dark, contrasting color, so that's fantastic. I think your craft is fantastic. It's really good. There's a couple of smudges on your baseline mean line cap line, so try to keep those as neat and clean as possible. Letter forms themselves, I think, are really consistent and they're done very well. This A here is a little bit wider and the bowl is a little larger than these. One tip is when you're tracing, take a look at the negative space areas in the repeating letters. For example, this closed bowl in the lowercase a should be consistent all the way around, and I think you've done a really nice job establishing consistency, with the exception of this shape right here is certainly different than these two. So you want to address that. And also these open counters right here, watch those negative spaces as well. Right there, that space. So I'd say the anomaly here is the last lowercase a in the word. Another thing you want to really watch for the variations in the stroke width. Let me show you an example here. And to do that, I'm going to open up this right here. Let's go ahead and open that guy right there. Sorry, I should have had this open before. I'm sorry about that. But while this is opening, okay, here we are. So that's what I'm after here. So what we can do is we can take a look at this and compare it with yours. Okay, come on now. My computer's running so slow today. I'm so sorry, Trisha. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take this and put it right here. Well, how can I do this? Okay, let's take a look at this and compare it to your letters. So, and you can see there's a variable stroke width right through here. See how that's thinner than this? We definitely want to reflect that here. You've done so pretty well, but I think we really want to emphasize that. That variable stroke width right there through that closed counter of the lowercase a. And yeah, everything else is looking pretty darn good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump over here and take a look at some recommendations for your final submission on Sunday. So your pinky trick worked beautifully, because right now we have very consistent letter spacing, which is great, and that's normal. And that is what we kind of look at words and we go, okay, what would be normal here? Equal spacing, right? It's a great foundation to start, but we want to build on that. The reason letter spacing is so important is it allows the mind of the viewer to perceive words, phrases, and sentences quickly and easily. A lot of it's by recognition. For example, this word right here, banana, we all recognize it. And good, consistent letter spacing. Let me put it to you like this. Wide letter spacing is going to slow down our reading. Okay, narrow letter spacing is going to, really super narrow letter spacing is going to slow down our reading as well, because we have to kind of enunciate each letter. So let's say this gap right here was much wider than the other gaps. We would read it. We would say, we wouldn't go banana. We would say banana, and that will slow down the viewer's reading. So we want expeditious spacing between each of the letters. Now, the general rule of thumb for you in our final submission for Sunday, is to close down these letter spaces, bring these letters closer together. The closest letters should be two curved letters, okay? The next widest should be between a curve and a straight, and then the widest area should be between two straight letters. And the reason we do that is because you kind of want to look at these spaces between letters and shoot for equal volume between here. Now, that's perceived equal volume, okay? So it's the way it looks. So what we want to do is move all of these letters a little bit closer together and follow that general formula. Now, when I say that two straight should be the participles, it really shouldn't be recognizable. Like there shouldn't be a noticeable difference, but it's just a general rule of thumb to establish spacing. So basically, what you want to do is you want to go back through it, just kind of close down the spacing here and follow that general rule. Widest area between two straights, next, and the narrowest area between two curves, and then a curve and a straight falls in between. Okay, and again, the idea is to establish the perception of equal volume between the letters. Sometimes you have to close down that negative space right there and just kind of look at this area right here. But imagine pouring a pitcher of water in each one of these and filling them up as a way that they would establish equal volume. Okay, so those are my recommendations moving forward. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if I can provide any clarification, please let me know. But this is a great start, Trisha. Thanks so much for sharing.